What's up, y'all? This is Francisco with Covenant Dispatch LLC, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Really quick, if this is your first time visiting my channel, do me a favor, right under this video, hit that subscribe button if you like the content that we put out. Right next to that, hit that like button so that this video can reach a more broader audience and help those who are looking for this kind of information. And then lastly, hit that notification bell right next to that like button so that you can be alerted for when we do post future videos. So with that being said, guys, I'm actually going to jump right into this because I don't want to be super long-winded with this video, and there is a lot of information. So what I actually want to talk about, as you can see in the title, is just something that I observed over the past few weeks on the spot market. And this pertains to dispatchers and also trucking company owners, just a kind of a way to strategize how you're booking loads in the midst of the current spot market. And if you're on the load boards, if you're looking at the current rates, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I want to talk about long haul versus short haul. So obviously, when it comes to trucking, the way a trucking company is compensated is per mile, right? By and large, it's per mile. So you get a rate per mile. Now, on the flip side, every trucking company has what's called a cost per mile. So you get a rate per mile, but then you also have a cost per mile. It's all by mileage, right? So that all kind of simmers down to a long haul versus short haul strategy and how you're booking your trucks, whether it be one truck, two trucks, however many trucks, right? So we're just going to talk right about, actually directly about long haul versus short haul. So let me break it down like this. Short haul, long haul. A short haul, you're looking at anywhere from, let's just say, and some of you guys might not agree with me, but you're looking at anywhere for, more or less about, no, not 400. That's long haul. You're looking at 400 miles plus for a long haul. And then for short haul, you're looking at about 300. And hopefully I fixed that right. You're looking at about anywhere from 300 and under. Right? So when it comes to long haul and short haul, like I already mentioned earlier, and again, the reason why I have this mic is so that my audio can be better, because I feel like some of my other videos, my audio is a little off. So that's why I have this mic here. Also, you might see a glare somewhere in the whiteboard. That's just because of the lighting. I can't help it. It just reflects off the whiteboard. Anyways, besides that, when it comes to a trucking company, the way you strategize how you haul freight is going to really break down in between long haul and short haul. Now, regional can be in between that, but really I just want to talk about long haul and short haul. And then with this current spot market right now, and the rates that they're putting out on the load boards right now, I believe, and obviously I'll begin to break it down during the course of this video, that, well, let me not actually answer. Let me answer at the end. So let's talk about short haul, right? Again, short haul is about 300 miles and under, more or less. Long haul is about 400 miles plus, and somewhere in between that 300 and 400, which is like 200, 250 or whatever, is more or less like regional. But we're just going to talk about long haul and short haul. Actually, let's discuss scenarios. So let's break down the scenarios. That way we can better understand the difference, or really rather the significance between long haul and short haul in this current spot market rate, which I'm sorry I didn't even tell you guys. These are the current rates right now. We're looking at anywhere from $1.82 to $2.19 for dry van, $2.06 to $2.61 for reefer, $2.28 to $2.64 for flatbed. And I just put an average because the way I want to make this video, I just kind of want to average it out. So you're on average between the reefer, the dry van, and the flatbed, you're looking at anywhere from $2.05 to $2.48 on your spot market rates, right? Now, with that being said, right, I want to do two scenarios so we can break down the costs and everything, and we can examine what really looks better, right? So let's look at the short haul first. Now, typically, when it comes to short hauls, and you guys who are either dispatchers or trucking company owners, typically we're seeing $3 plus per mile, especially like Northeast region. You got Massachusetts, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. You're looking at more or less $3 and plus for a short haul, for for either flatbed, reefer, or drive-in, right? You're looking at more or less that average for a short haul. Now, let's just give you guys a scenario, right? Let's just say you have a driver that travels 350 miles per day, right? Well, if he does that, that'll be about 1,750 miles per week. And hopefully you guys can read that. So he's doing about 350 miles per day. Now, I'm just throwing out average. Now, of course, this can vary, but I'm just giving out like an example, a scenario. So let's just say he's doing about 350 miles a day, more or less. That's really considered short haul, local. The driver should be able to drive, pick up a load, whether it be multiple loads, a double drop, whatever, and be able to be home same day. So let's just say 350 miles, right? Now, on average, we're looking at $3 per mile for the short haul. So if we did 350 miles, which would be 1750 a week. If we did 1750 multiplied times 3, that would give you your gross revenue for the week, which would be 5,250, right? Now, of course, this is in a perfect scenario where the driver does 350 miles every day and gets $3 per mile with no deadhead. But again, I'm just doing this as an example, right? So let's just say, the driver would gross, or the company would gross 5,250. Now, on average, a trucking company pays about $60. 60 cents per mile when it comes to diesel, and that's given that the truck's getting about 6 miles per gallon, and the average price for diesel per gallon is like $3.85 more or less. So you're looking at about 0.60. And if we want to get the cost of diesel for this, we're going to go 0.60 multiplied by 1750, right? So that's going to give us our cost for diesel, which is going to break down to 1,050. Now, if you haven't noticed right here, I'm just going to basically count all of the overhead costs for the week so that we can see the profit and then compare the profit to the long haul. So right there, we got 1,050 that's going to cost for diesel, right? Let's just say, and I'm just, averaging it out. Let's just say tolls for that week cost about $250. Because, let's just say you're in the Massachusetts Northeast area, you might go across the bridge. That's like $40, $50, or, the Verrazano, I think, is like $55. The George Washington's like 90 something. So it just depends. Like if you're going to New York City, maybe you're not even going to New York City, but let's just say we're going to average it out at $250. Now, maintenance, and I'm just going to put M for maintenance. Let's just say you decide as a trucking company, you're taking $500 out per week. So we're going to do 500. Now, mind you, again, this is weekly. Then we got dispatcher, and I'm going to put DASP. Let's just say your dispatcher charges you 6%. That'll be about $315. And then factoring. A lot of people forget this in their overhead, but factoring is going to hit you at about $160, given, let's say it's somewhere around 3%. Then you got the driver. You got to pay the driver. I'm just going to put DRI for driver. Let's just say you give them about $1,000 for a week like this. And depending on how you pay them, whether it be per mile, however you pay them, you'll be somewhere around $1,000. Insurance, we're going to put an INS for insurance. That'll be about $480. And miscellaneous, that's just like, ELD subscription, all that good stuff. Let's just say about $350. So if we were to calculate the total for all your overhead costs with a driver that's driving 350 miles per day, make it 1,750 miles per week, which would give you 5,250 at $3 per mile. Now, keep in mind, sometimes there's loads that go only like 50 miles and they pay like $8 per mile. Like, it really just depends, right? But let's say you're averaging that. So in total, you're looking at about $4,105 for your overhead. So obviously, if you subtracted 4,105 from 5,250, you'll get a profit of 1,145. So you'll get a profit of 1,145. Mind you, this is, again, short haul, right? 350 miles per day, averaging more or less. Now, of course, that's going to depend. There's a lot of other scenarios that like deadhead and, a load that takes forever to get, unloaded or loaded. But again, this is just scenario purposes, so we can, compare the two. So we got 1,150 more or less on your profit, 350 miles, 1,750 a week at 1,750 miles per week at $3 per mile, right? Now let's look at a long haul scenario, right? mind you, your best rate, not every single time, but according to the current spot market, the best you're gonna get on average between flatbed, reefer, and drive-in is $2.48. The best, right? Now that's usually like in the Midwest region, Illinois, Indiana, all that region, Wisconsin, Michigan. More or less, let's just say $2.48 is what you're getting top. Now, obviously, it could be less than that. I've seen it. I've seen terrible loads out there for long hauls. I'm talking about 600 miles, and they're trying to pay 1,200, barely 1,200, maybe 1,400. Terrible, right? But let's just say you're on the best side of things. You're hitting $2.48. So let's just say they're hitting about $2.48 according to the current spot market rates right now per mile, right, on a long haul. Now let's just say the driver is driving 600 miles per day, which would be 3,000 miles per week. If we're gonna go by just working 5 days a week, again, just scenario purposes, just to compare. Now, with this same thing, let's break this down the same way we broke down the short haul. So $2.48, and you're traveling 3,000 miles per week. You're looking at a gross revenue of $7,440, given you drive 3,000 miles and average $2.48, deadhead included, obviously. Again, scenario purposes. So we got 7,440, right? The average cost per mile for diesel, like I already mentioned over here, is 60 cents. So we're going to do 60 cents multiplied by 3,000, and that's going to give us 1,800. So that's how much more or less the company's spending for diesel. Now, tolls. Let's go with tolls again. Tolls are going to, let's say, hit you somewhere around 300 because you're traveling more longer distance. And again, I'm just averaging it out, and hopefully you guys can see that. I know it looks pretty bad. Then maintenance, again, we got maintenance at about 500. That's if you even take that amount out. Dispatcher, for this scenario, you'd be paying your dispatcher $446 if they're charging, let's just say, 6% for the gross. Factoring, you're going to hit 223 on this. 223. And in this scenario, you'd be paying your driver more or less about 1,500. That's only right. I think that's about 50 cents per mile, more or less. So that's about average. You're paying your driver that much. Now for insurance, let's just say you're coming out of pocket $480. That's not going to change no matter what. Now that's per week. That's your monthly premium broken down by 4, because this is just weekly, right? We're going by the week. So insurance is $480, and then once again miscellaneous, that's not going to change either, and we're going to hit you. That's going to hit you somewhere around $350. Now, once again, this is a lot of information, but we're going to compare it at the end, right? So now for this, you're looking at a total of $5,599 for the overhead cost. Now, if we subtracted 5,599 from 7,440, which is the gross that your company would have made for that week, you're looking at a profit of 1,841 or 1,841. Now, if we did the difference between this profit for the longer haul and this profit for the shorter haul, we're looking at a difference of $696. Now, this is really what I wanted to talk about, right? So the difference in profit is $696 between a shorter haul and a longer haul week, right? But mind you, in the shorter haul, or rather in the longer haul, you're traveling double the amount of miles, more wear and tear on your vehicles, and you're only making a $696 difference. And of course, things can change between both scenarios. Obviously, maybe you're at a shipper longer than you expect, or at a receiver longer than you expect, and it could throw off a load or whatever the case may be. But still, $696 difference on profit for traveling double the amount of distance. First of all, that's going to increase the amount of times you're going to have to pay for maintenance, whether switching out tires or breakdowns or whatever the case may be. Again, you're putting a lot more miles on your truck and a lot more wear and tear. So all that being said, right? And I could elaborate more and more on a bunch of different things, but I don't want this video to be super long-winded. In my opinion, right now in this current spot market, if we're looking at $2.48 tops, or top for, you know, the best that you can get out of this spot market right now, let's just say if you average out all three, driving longer haul, keeping your trucks on a long haul, in my opinion, doesn't really make sense. In my opinion, the best strategy right now for your trucks, and as a dispatcher dispatching for a trucking company, is to stay on your short haul loads, like a load going 200 miles, a load going 150 miles. Those loads are going to typically stick at $3 plus per mile, as long as you're making a significant amount for that week, or not a significant, but an amount for that week that makes sense, obviously, so that the trucking company can make a profit. You can make a profit as a dispatcher. More or less, short haul, in my opinion, right now with this current spot market rate, is the best route to go. Now, again, I'm not going to elaborate on a bunch more that I would like to talk about, but for what I've talked about in this video so far, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Tell me what you guys are experiencing as truck drivers, as dispatchers that are dispatching truck drivers. Let me know if you've adopted this strategy as well for this current spot market. And again, let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, share it with somebody that you know would help. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in my next video.